We have got a one-of-one Chevrolet Fleetline Fastback. It's 1,000 horsepower, it's a big block Chevy and it's supercharged.
Why does that just sound like Satan? Yeah.
We're going to talk to Chris a little bit about this absolute... Do you know what? I reckon if there was a villain from one of the Batman films and he had to drive a badass car, it would probably be this. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the car? Because obviously he's extensively modified.
Yeah, so it's my 51 Fleetline Coupe. I bought it off a mate of mine in a million bits and pieces, and just thought we'd throw it together and, you know, just have a bit of a rat rod street cruiser. Yeah. And then things quite quickly got out of hand.
no shit.
So, yeah, we had a little small block in it, but then obviously being from Australia, you know, loving burnouts, I wanted something to turn the tyres.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we screwed together a 540 bow tie block. It's got big Brodix heads on it. Solid roller Howard's camshaft, obviously the 871, and a couple of beautiful carbs. TMC, Tony Morris carburetors. Dave's actually here today.
Oh, okay.
They build them in the States and send them out here, and yeah, it makes about 1,200 horsepower.
It's just a work of art. There isn't, until we took the hood off a minute ago, there is not an angle on this that I don't like. Yeah. And your attention to detail, I'm sure you'll see in the cutaways, stuff like how the coolant and the hoses and the bars, everything is just in place. You've obviously taken a lot of time to make it just right.
It's tidy. It's not obviously a concourse car, but I didn't kind of want that. I just wanted a street, you know, bruiser and something with a big motor. And I always just say it's, you know, it's an old turb with a big motor in it, you know.
Yeah, but it's so straight. And is it a back half car or has it still got the floor pan?
It's still, still the original floor pan, and believe it or not, still the original chassis.
Love it.
But I kind of figured it's a big chassis, big box section chassis. So we strengthened it, tied it into the cage. Put a set of Calvert rear springs in it, split monos, did a Caltrack and some sliders. Yeah. So it works really, really well.
And we were talking off camera earlier, and you said she's got a bit of weight to her. She's packing a bit of timber.
It's
How much
heavy.
does she
I
weigh?
kind of figured it was 3,800 pounds, and we weighed it on Friday, and it was 3,760.
Oh, that's not a bad guess. Do you want to have let's just have a like show us the interior. I mean, there's so much of it, but if you just want to show us a bit of the inside.
It's very original. You know, still got all the original floor pans, original dash. Friend of mine, Wayne Allman, you've probably seen him. He runs a big bus, doesn't he? A big VW bus.
Yeah.
200 mile an hour. I think he did the cage for me. A couple of alley door panels, just rough and ready. But, you know, it does what it says on the box.
Oh, I love it inside. And are you having a hard time? Can you get hold of like panels and glass and trim for this sort of thing?
It was pretty, believe it or not, you can still buy replacement panels for it. There wasn't a lot of rust in the car though.
No.
So put a couple of quarter panels on it, steel panels. But the rest of it,
is all as it was.
We pulled all the stainless trim off thinking we're going to open Pandora's box, but
it's been good.
It's been amazing.
Wow, man. I've got to say, it's so stunning. There's something about 50s cars that they don't, nowadays, I know it sounds like all cars tend to look the same, but 50s cars, you could tell a Chevrolet or a Poncho or, like, they all had a bit of a unique look to them, and this is no different from that. So it's got, just going to the back end quick, so it's got a chute on there, so you're expecting
We built the car, and my goal was, if we're going to run an 850, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I kind of think, you know, we can do that at some point. obviously we haven't tested the car. Today's the first day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be surprising, you know, be exciting, but yeah, I'm sure it'll do. It should do somewhere around that.
So around,
once it's dialed in.
You're putting about 1,200 horse down. I mean, she should be deep nines on a prep track anyway. We're going to find out today. We're at Manston Raceway Park, so it's a bit of a shakedown for you. It's the first time we've really used the track. And I noticed, what sort of tyre and axle setup you got in there?
So it's got a fabricated 9-inch in the rear, 35 spine axles. It's got a 3.5 gear in it. Yeah, 1510s on the rear, and the tyre is a 29 by 13.
Oh, okay.
So I probably should have gone 10.5 because then I think I put myself in the big tyre class.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can always throw another set of tyres on it. But just it's just all, you know, it's a school day, and it will just
exactly. It's all testing, isn't it? If it's first time out, we're leaving off a concrete pad today, so hopefully once we get some rubber out, it's going to work. But I mean, it is an absolute work of art. So you drive this on the street. That was the main thing. That was one of your priorities.
Yeah, I just wanted to be able to jump in that car with, because I've had a lot of help from my mates, you know, in the shop, and you just want them to enjoy it as well, you know. I couldn't think of anything worse than driving the car on your own.
And if you do take it, you know, if you build it as a race car solely, and the only place you can use it, as we were saying earlier, is a track, then how much fun can you get out of it? How much seat time can you get out of it?
Got to drive it in the street. I mean, I know it's kind of borderline. I'll probably get pulled, but it doesn't do a lot of miles on the street. But when you want to, you just behave yourself, and
it's got a VIN tag, isn't it? So there you go. See. Yeah. I noticed the YouTube on your hoodie, but you got a channel yourself.
We do. Yeah, Millsy's Muscle Shop. We just started the channel just to document the car, you know, document the build. So
cool. I guess we're going to get it out on the track. I'm going to try and get some footage of inside the car. If I can go out in it with you at any point, we'll try and do that. But we're going to listen to it in a minute, and we're going to find out exactly how it goes. So here we go. There we go. Oh man. I love how you kept the stock dashboard as well.
I don't even think I've cleaned it.
It's so nice. It's so gentle on the road. It doesn't like crash around or, you know.
It drives, for what it is, it drives pretty well behaved. Like it's not, it could be a lot worse.
Normally stuff that's so customised, it's got like loads of little quirks and you know.
But for a big block, you know, 130 degrees, it's fucking pretty damn good, isn't it? The one thing I was worried about,
especially with the blower on it as well.
They always get warm.
I can't believe how comfortable it is. It shouldn't be this comfortable. It's dead like soft, isn't it?
So I wanted to be able to get in it when I wanted to, then go, you know, take it out in the street. Not have to worry about temperature or pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but with the power that it's got, it doesn't mind poodling around.
No.
You know, it's quite surprising, really.
So what's she making? About 1,000, you reckon?
It made 1,100 on the dyno.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't take any more, so we couldn't put any boost in it or timing in it. But it doesn't fucking need it.
No, exactly. It's up there anyway, isn't it?
Too much as it is.
Jeez.
In all fairness, I kind of almost wish it had 800-900.
Yeah, just to make it. Yeah, just to make it usable. But what time? So you use a 295 on the road.
Yeah.
Use a 295.
Yeah.
You could probably put a bigger tyre on it for the road, to be fair. I can't believe how quiet it is in it. I mean, it's loud,
it's not
but
too bad,
it's alright.
Yeah.
Stock steering wheel as well. Oh, I love that. This winter time though, it's not great, is it?
Especially working on cars, man. It fucking gets cold, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not an ideal job in this weather, but
No.
shit.
Come on, girl.
Fucking red limiter.
Why does that just sound like Satan? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's not getting any going. Do you know what? It leaves up quick, doesn't it? It really weight transfers well.
When we did it, I put a lot of, you know, I rang a lot of knowledgeable people. I said, look, I want it to squat, I want it to lift, and it's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Just have to make, you know, work out the right kind of travel with the front end. We lifted the shock mounts about 6 inches because I kind of figured that's where I wanted.
It comes up nice.
Yeah, it's quite kind
I was quite surprised how gentle it lifted. Like it wants to go.
It comes down quite nice after that. So
I think with the front end that's soft, at the track, I think it's gonna pull the front up really quick. Might have to tighten up a bit. Yeah.
It'll be alright.
That ignition system's probably.
I noticed that when we left, it was charging at about 12 volts. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's giving up the ghost. But
Do you have a single V on there? Yeah.
Seems to be alright though, but it was an alternator I had on my last engine. It's pretty old.
Oh, okay.
But you know.
Do you reckon she's got a couple of pulls in her, or do you think it might be with the voltage? I think it's going to be.
Fucking on 8 volts.
Man.
I know. Always something in there.
How far did you have to go to get it?
Cambridge.
Well, you did say earlier,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would say, well, it's take on the trailer anyway. It's funny, it's been fine all day.
One of those things, isn't it? I mean, unless the belt's jumped off, I suppose.
You might be right, it might have thrown the belt.
Yeah.
It took me right.
Good, at least it'd be simple. The alternator's not charging, and it's starting to misfire. It feels well powerful, but you can hear it goes like that, and it just wants to get cut out on the start line. That was it. It was short and sweet. The car's got a couple of problems. Number one, the only thing being is it looks like the alternator stopped charging while we were out on track. That means the ignition system, MSD ignition systems and high tensile ignition systems take a lot of voltage, and that's sapping the power. It's misfiring a little bit, as you heard. However, I did get a sensation of how it was, and it is such a well-built, complete car. I absolutely love it to bits. Hopefully we're going to come back and revisit it. Are you all right there, Cole? Stu, you getting a bit cold? His arm's shaking. We're not going to stay here too much longer because it is absolutely freezing at Manston Park Raceway, but they've given us the opportunity to feature stuff like this. So, if you like what you saw today, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and follow us for more stuff at Manston Park Raceway and the builds we've got coming up. So we'll catch you next time. I'm off to get some sun cream on. I'll see you in a bit.
Pretty face car on team.